Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good day to everyone. Hari ini, I'm going to present my paper entitled Social Media Approach to Crisis. The title is Social Media Approach to Crisis Communication During COVID-19 Pandemic and Analysis from Malaysia Perspective. Okay, I'm represent my other two friends, Suria Hani from Hussin and Norizzati from Somewhere University to present our research. Okay, without further ado, I would like to continue my presentations, okay, with my first slides on introduction of my research. Okay, so this study discuss about social media usages in disseminating messages during COVID-19 pandemic by Malaysian government. Okay, so this new media platform is seem to be the best methods in handling crisis communications. Okay, so because why is the best? Because people nowadays carrying handphones, smartphones, gadget everywhere they go, so they keep browsing their social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram. So that are the channel that our government used to disseminate the information related to the pandemic. Okay. So background of my research, okay. As we know that COVID-19 occurred at the end of 2019, and in Malaysia, we can say that COVID-19 came in February 2020. Okay, especially when our local people, Malaysians, went overseas, and when they came back, so they got infected. So from there, the virus has been spread out. Okay, so because of that, our government, okay, through the agencies, Ministry of Health, need to do something in order to alert Malaysians about the disease and how to avoid from being infected. Okay, so social media is the platform where our government chose in order to be the fastest channels to reach the audience, the citizens, in order to give them awareness about this pandemic, okay, what is the virus is, and how to avoid being infected, and what we should do and we shouldn't do. Okay, so the objective of this research is to see how social media used by Malaysian government in disseminating the messages during COVID-19 pandemic is the best method in handling crisis communication. Okay, so this research problem statements came out from what we see that social media have taken place of traditional media. It's not 100% take over, but we can see the social media become more popular than the traditional media, such as television, newspaper, radio, where actually because of the power of internet, because of the smartphones, everybody nowadays, no matter what age are you, they use smartphone. So we can see that everywhere they keep browsing their phone. So I believe they browse their social media, and which it could be Telegram, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp. So that's the channels that the government chose to be the place to post the messages, okay, important messages. Alright, so we just want to see how impactful this platform, how smooth this platform in order to give message to the audience. Okay, so is there any challenges that the government needs to face in order to make sure that the message they deliver reach their target audience? So the methodology that we use qualitative and specifically content analysis, because according to Rifle, Lacey and FICO, content analysis is the methodology that most suitable for studies involving messages, media such as newspaper, television, website or social media. So this is the method that could be the best in order to study messages from the media, okay, the contents. And we concentrate on Twitter, okay, from all the media, the social media, we concentrate on the Twitters. So the data from Twitter that administered by MOH were gathered in April 2020 only. We only concentrate in April of 2020 because that month is the peak of the attack of this disease in Malaysia. Okay, so Malaysia declared MCO in March 2020, but we can see the rise of these cases of COVID-19 in Malaysia happen in April. So we only concentrate on the data posted in Twitter in April 2020, and then this data we analyze it using thematic analysis. Okay, so as I can say that we only choose Twitter because Twitter where the research can the user, especially which is our Ministry of Health, can disseminate the do and the don'ts to the audience. Okay, what you should do when you go out from home, from your house, you should put your mask, or you should put 2 layers of face mask. Maybe you put another shield, face shield, in order to avoid the bacteria, the virus infected you. And then this Twitter also could be the best medium to target all generation, because young generation normally has Twitter accounts, where the older generation also, especially 40 years and above, also has most of them also subscribe to this account, Twitter. The feedback is overwhelmed using Twitter, because the specialty of Twitter, it has hashtag where you can tweet and then you retweet, and then also the response quick, very quick. Once you tweet, retweet, so it reach the audience. And then the communication during crisis also could be smoother and faster if social media been used, especially Twitter. Okay, my next slide, we'll see the category that we already decided. Okay, we have 3 findings here. So there are, the first one is general information, where actually it related to where the COVID-19 happened in Malaysia. Of course, MOH will report to the people about the cases, what about the death happened due to the COVID-19, about the new cases, the new cluster, discharge cases, ICU cases, and also confirmed cases per day. So this is a good information for the Malaysian to know, so they will get updated. So this is also what the scholars say, Harrison and Olsen, say that using Twitter in delivering important information during pandemic does benefits the users. Okay, my second findings, where we categorize it under advice and precaution steps recommended by MOH to citizens, were tweeted several times a day in order to alert people the steps that can be avoided from being infected. Okay, so this is important because of people need to know what actually you need to do in order to avoid being infected. Okay, we don't want once you've been infected, you will get your family involved too, especially kids, young children. We don't want them to be suffered by this by the symptom of this disease. Okay, so my next Okay, our next themes is preventive measurement, where we can see MOH use social media, which is Twitter, as a medium to broadcast their SOP, the standard operating procedure, for things related to COVID-19. Okay, so especially by using hashtag, as I said, this is the beauty of the Twitter. They can hashtag. It is easy to refer for now and later. So people, if they want to refer what are the SOP when we want to go for shopping, so they just hashtag SOP COVID-19, so they can get the information related. And also the emergence and spreading of this virus is too fast. The government need to take faster action to deal with the virus. So that's why I said social media is the best platform for this. Okay, so as a conclusion, I would say that social media in crisis situations such as health disaster have been recognized by scholars and practitioners as a key communications channel that can complement traditional channels. Okay, so social media is a complement to the traditional channels. It will be more effective for the audience to get the messages, those important messages. The results show that MOH as a government representative use social media mostly for dissemination of information, in raising awareness, and a medium to remind the citizen about the SOP. So people will keep back to their devices, handphone. So if they want to refer, so they can just hashtag. They can also scroll back. Okay, so everything's on their fingertips. Okay. And then finally, the key ingredients for good crisis communication are essentially no different from good communication in any setting. Okay, so no matter what the challenges are, you need to have a good communication in order to make everything in order. Okay, so we want to avoid panic. We want to avoid people get infected. You know, as many people get infected, we don't want it to happen. So we need a platform where we can quickly give the information to the audience. Alright, so I think that's all for today's presentation. So I hope it benefits the rest of you. Thank you very much for your time to listen to me. So I hope that if you have any questions or if you want to share more information about this research or anything related to this topic, you can email me to ninahusin@usim.edu.my, ninahusin@usim.edu.my. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you very much. Thank you to the ICOSAH Secretariat too. Assalamualaikum and stay safe everyone.